Putting together our new turkey fryer from Home Depot, and I'm a little dismayed. I admit when I saw this box on there, I figured this was, and this right here, I figured it was some kind of electric start or something. Didn't really pay too close of attention to it, but I figured it might be one of those things where you push it in and, control the gas here. But it's actually, as you can hear, a safety timer and a thermocouple, both connected to a safety valve in here, which I'm not real excited about. So I realize people get injured with these every year, and there's more fires on Thanksgiving than at any other time, but I think the primary mode of failure on those is generally user error, people overfilling it, and or putting in wet turkey or a frozen turkey and getting burned. I think if, I'd like to see what the statistics bear out, but I don't think that either of these two safety measures. Okay, so first let's talk about how it works, then we'll talk about ways that we can defeat it. So you've got just a normal propane gas valve here that opens up the flow of the gas, goes through here, then there's another valve here. This is involved to manually open the valve, okay? This thermocouple sits in there, sits near the heat, and generates just a tiny bit of voltage that can open that valve. And so that valve will stay open as long as the timer is on. The timer acts as a switch. So you can't really see in there, but you can think of it as a giant loop. And this basically breaks the timer, breaks the loop. The heat element on this generates just enough voltage to open up the little valve in there. So probably when you're starting it, I'm assuming they tell you you need to hold this open, light it, probably hold it for 15 seconds or something, and then it gradually, as this heats up, it'll open up that valve in there. But let's take it apart and see. Before we even take it apart, I think probably the feature that people most dislike, I'm guessing, is this timer. So, a couple of things. I think one, you could zip tie it or tape it and just keep it open. Drill it, put a nail in there. There's, multiple mechanical ways that you could get around that timer just with the little, hacking creativity. And the second thing you could do is just short the wires that come to the timer across, because that's all the timer does, is act as a switch. We've got the multimeter in continuity mode. Oh, we don't yet, but we will in a second. And let's see. Whoops, you can see if I touch the leads, it's shorted. However, over here, nothing until. So that's all that's doing, is just providing a closed circuit so that the small voltage that does come through goes across the leads. And that allows you to keep the thermocouple in place, which is the shut off essentially if there's no fire flame. If this doesn't detect heat, it is not going to close the valve here. Just remember the polarity matters. This is a DC circuit, so you got to make sure that you remember which wire goes where when you're connecting this back together. Or you could just, like I said, short right across here. You could wire tie those together, cut both of these off, and use a little wire nut and put them together. Okay, so you can see I've got the thermocouple right over there, and then just wired up to this safety switch there. So we're gonna try it out and give it a shot. Okay, so I got that paper burning. I'm gonna try to open the valve now. It's on. We'll let the thermocouple heat up a bit. That should be enough. And it's staying lit. So yeah, that's perfect. Next grill, deep fried turkey. That is 3 gallons and a 13-pound turkey. So you could maybe get just, half gallon more for 13 pounds.
Good luck and happy holidays.
Works great.